Good morning. From today onwards, I will start discussing about the papers, the syllabus of Assistant Public Prosecutor. Of course, the syllabus is equal with syllabus meant for district munshi. So it will be better if you go with the syllabus deeply, ignoring that you are preparing for examination, but your preparation is for your equipment of knowledge and building a strong structure for your profession. Before that, I have a case AR 2021 Madras 228. Ramasamy Udayar was a district collector Perambalur, wherein after discussing his Article 25-26 Tamil Nadu District Municipalities Act, Section 3180A and other things. The division bench led by Justice N. Kirbakaran and P. Velmurugan, they held that merely because there is one place of worship belonging to other religion group cannot be a ground to decline permission to conduct procession, including religious procession of other religion, to go through those roads of streets. Then they say whether roads could be communal or not. They say roads may not be a communal. This is what they forget about that. Now today, for assistant public prosecution examination, I would like to speak about Indian Penal Code. Indian Penal Code is nothing but a commandments, and you can say that this is sacrament guidelines for human community. It is not that the Indian Penal Code has scheduled the punishment section, but it is also alarming you that you are not supposed to do all these crimes if you want to behave a good soul within the community, and you should be a model for your forthcoming generations. Okay, this act was enacted by Lord Macaulay, a law commission appointed by the sovereignty of Great Britain. Okay, number one, they say section 1 deals with this act shall be called Indian Penal Code and shall extend to the whole of India, except state and Jammu Kashmir, because the abolition of 370 article and this Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are being brought within the class of union territory of part of India. So this act will also apply Indian Penal. Before that, Jammu and Kashmir had their own Ranbir Penal Code, almost similar. It's not nothing more. Then the most important sections which you should concentrate to understand was that whether offences committed within India or outside India is punishable under this code or not. This is the most vital question. You can very well understand, and there may be definitely a question on this subject, because we are now living in such a advanced globalized world. Almost in every family somebody is living in foreign countries. See, it says, section 2 says, every person shall be liable to punishment under this code and not otherwise for any act or omission contrary to the provisions thereof, of which shall be guilty within India. So that act or omission is most important. If you act, that means you are indulging, you are punishable. If you which you are liable to do, which you are not doing it. A careful driving, uh, feeding necessities to the required man, strict liability in maintaining your fences, electrical wire, fences, all these things, if you are not taking care or you are not uh, put off after the required time, that omission is punishable. Then the other important thing is a punishment of offences committed beyond but which by law may be tried within India. Any person liable by any Indian law to be tried for an offence committed beyond India shall be dealt with according to the provision of this code for any act committed beyond India in the same manner as if act had been committed within India. This is most important thing. So, if any person committing offence beyond India, he will be liable as if it was committed in India. Then the provisions of code apply to any offence committed by, this is important, any citizen of India in any place without and beyond India. Any person on any ship or aircraft registered in India, wherever it may be, aircraft or ship may have our Indian flag. Any person in any place without and beyond India committing offences targeting a computer resource located in India, this is a amendment of Information Technology Act. They say the word offence includes any act committed outside India, which if committed in India would be punishable under this code. The expression computer resource shall have the meaning assigned to in class K, subclass 1 of section 2 of the Information Technology Act 2000, Act 21 of 2000. This is most important. Then see, the penal code is having definitions class and punishment class independently. The chapters of Indian Penal Code was separated by segment, giving title of offences. But for every chapter it has got own title of classification of offences. But within the chapter you can find aggravated form of same. If it is a theft, there will be several kind of theft. Simple theft. If it is robbery or extortion, dacoity, then there will be different sections. But definition will say about that what is theft, what is robbery, what is dacoity, what is extortion. But these extortion committed by a different kind will be subsequent sections will speak about what will be the aggravated form or lesser form. If suppose if you take offence under section hurt 323 is a simple hurt, but this simple hurt will be classified as simple hurt by without weapon, simple hurt by causing weapon, by weapon or hard something like that. Then they say if a simple hurt is caused by sudden provocation, that then sustaining sudden provocation, punishment will be less. These sort of differences are there. Apart from that, the Indian Penal Code gives how to frame charge also. See, I read a charge for the offences committed beyond India. Charge if on land that you citizen of India, foreign national, on so and so at about so and so at within the Indian Union, outside the Indian Union, committed an offence punishable under section so and so so and so. If on high seas, the charge would be that you citizen of India or a foreign national on dash at about so and so at while on voyage by so and so registered bearing Indian flag committed an offence described the offence punishable section of the code. This will be the charges. Then in mid-air, if that you citizen of India or a foreign national on at about so and so while on flight by so and so by aircraft registered in India bearing the Indian flag committed an offence described so and so so and so. This is what. So now we have gone to chapter 1 dealing with the title. Now we are dealing with chapter 2. The last section would be chapter 1. Everything is not chapter 2. Chapter 1. I discussed of the title and jurisdiction of Indian Penal Code. Certain laws, section 5 says, certain laws not to be affected by this act. Nothing in this act shall affect provisions of any act for punishing mutiny and desertion of officers, soldiers, sailors or airmen in the service of the Government of India or the provision of any special or local law. Then you have to, this act has substituted section 5 in the year 1950 because there may be wording pertaining to the earlier ruler. 1950 we got republic and democratic system of sovereignty and ruling this country. See, then you kindly understand that mutiny and desertion all are pertaining to army personnel. They have got their own arms act, army act. So that if any provisions are there in army act, then that provisions will not overtake this Indian Penal Code. This much I understand that this much will suffice to read. So I stop here and request you to go through this Indian Penal Code chapter 1 alone and try to understand reading again and again the provisions, and I will meet you tomorrow. Best wishes. Happy co-class study.